Well. Happy Monday. Oh my God, it's Monday. And I've been failing. Look. Okay, so hold on. I just needed some of my Wicked Brew. So, in honor of October and our Lex Talk Fashion, I thought we would talk about costumes, not necessarily the history of costumes, although that was my first intention. However, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, where do costumes come from? Why do we feel the need to get dressed up? And there's plenty of lore, right? A lot of it comes from the idea that, look, I got a little bat too. The idea that, what is it? Demons come out at night, especially during All Hallows Eve, that we need to disguise ourselves so that the devil doesn't recognize us. Although if you think about that, like, why are you worried about him recognizing you? If you know what I'm saying, like, why does he know you? Anyway, so we wear our masks, we wear our costumes. Then there's the whole idea of fairies and them luring you and you having to disguise yourselves, and then fairies can be changelings and they can disguise themselves as you while you're in the fairy realm. I don't really know what happens if you end up in the fairy realm. Only that the fairies want to take your life and then they become you. Although I feel like it would probably be better in the fairy realm, considering real life and this situation. I'm just saying, Anyway, so the idea of costumes comes from, I need to stop, but it's just so good. The idea of costumes comes from the whole concept of hiding, right? Being something you're not. And when that comes to fashion, I wonder in a lot of ways, are you hiding who you are, or are you revealing everything about yourself in expressing yourself through clothing? You know what I'm saying? And I always loved Halloween and costumes and being something or someone that I would not normally have the opportunity to be, if that makes any sense. I think that aspect of me really just plays into the idea of always wanting to be something different and transform and just experience life in a different way. I've always, as a performer, I love to act, I love to perform, and even characters that I don't necessarily have any connection to, any characters I don't have necessarily a connection to, I still love the experience of being put into their shoes and the idea of experiencing life as a character that you might not even really relate to. I think it's really important too that we put ourselves in those situations, not just because, you get to feel what it feels like and all that stuff, but it's important to have empathy and to understand what other people are experiencing and how people came to be the way they are, And for me, if I ever played like a villain or even a character that was an ingenue that really didn't have a lot of experience and was very boring in my perspective and just kind of like, I don't know, just bland in a way. I struggled with that character in the beginning, but as I began to take on that role, I recognized a lot of the core experiences this character must have had to be the person they are. And in this way, I feel like putting on a costume and putting on clothes gives you the opportunity to experience the world and life in a very different way, depending on what it is that you're putting on, be it fashion-wise or costume-wise. you know? I'm just pontificating in that way. I think it's important that we experience life as different people. As kids or even teenagers, it's all about what's in style and what we're wearing and who's wearing what. And as we get older, there are certain roles that we need to play or that we are expected to play. So when you go to work, you have to wear a certain type of clothing, right? Be it a uniform or business sort of attire. You can't go to work in a bikini, right? You would get in trouble. Bad things will happen to you also, probably, definitely. And along with that, we play these roles. The person that I am at home is not the person that I am when I'm working. I'm still open and bubbly and happy and fun, but there are certain ways that you need to address people, talk to people. You just can't kind of take on who you are to strangers immediately unless they know who you are. But if you come off, in a certain way, that's the thing too, is like you have to be careful and you have to figure out who's who and how to kind of understand the person, your audience that you are interacting with. And in that way, we do take on these various roles. And fashion does play a huge part in how we are perceived. So I guess in this way, my question to you is, do you think that what you wear gives you your character, or do you give character to what you wear? And what I'm trying to say is, does the man make the clothes, or does the clothes make the man or woman? And it kind of can go double-edged sword, right? And it also depends on your personality. But I think it's important to recognize what you are. Like, do you allow your clothes to define you, or does your fashion reveal more about who you are as a person? Like, we have so many different genres of fashion, right? There's goth, there's emo. I don't know why I'm still focusing on the spooky, but I guess that has more to do with the season than anything else. But there's preppy, there's, oh my gosh, the one that just escaped, Lolita. There's just all these different, there's streetwear, there's formal, there's just all these different, there's classy, I guess you could say, and there's casual, of course, as well. And so in putting on these clothes and what you wear, it does give a message to the world about you. But is it giving the world the message you want it to give? And I think that's the most important thing. And I think style plays a huge role in how we are perceived, but also how we want to be perceived. And I just think Halloween and costumes lend a more revealing sort of aspect to that. So I'll give you an example. Last year, we dressed up as a devil and an angel. And everyone was really surprised that the angel was Sean and I was the devil. And everyone's like, oh, that's such a twist on, usually the angel is played by a woman or a girl. And it's not that I see myself as devilish or anything like that, but I do empathize with the angel who became the devil, in the sense of, I feel like he wanted to be more honest with humans than God was with humans. Like if you think about the Garden of Eden, God, and I'm getting really deep here, but this I think helps you understand why it reveals about me. God would not, or threatened Adam and Eve to not eat from the tree of knowledge, because if they ate from the tree of knowledge, then they would have knowledge, they would understand things. But the devil didn't want them to live in this fantasy. The devil wanted them to have the knowledge. The devil wanted, and not necessarily for evil, right? Everyone thinks this is evil, but the reality is, what life as we know it and the knowledge is so important to have. Like, knowledge is power. That's the idea, right? Understanding and critical thinking and all these things. And that was the gift the devil gave us, whereas God was punishing us for having this gift and considering it more of a curse, which I thought was interesting. And I guess that more speaks to who I am and kind of what I understand in terms of religion and the Bible. And I don't know. I don't get really religious because I'm not really into that kind of stuff. But when it comes to people demonizing the devil or saying the devil's evil and all this other stuff, if you really read, like I had a few courses about the Bible as literature, and when you understand the language that it was actually written in versus the way it's been translated and how it's been changed so many ways, you really kind of get to understand better what the real message is and the danger of knowledge and stuff. Hold on a second. Sorry, phone call. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry. What were we talking about? So I just got really deep on you for no reason, but I just wanted to explain, like, people will see someone dressed up as the devil and think, oh, well, they have a naughty side to them or they're whatever, right? But it could also just be maybe they just have a different understanding of the devil than you. And, the knowledge that she might have versus the knowledge that God wants to share. I'm just saying, costumes can reveal a lot about you. This year, I'm very excited. We are going to be, I'm not going to tell you yet, but we're doing kind of like a gender bend. Once again, we're doing something unexpected, fantasy related, and it should be really, really fun. So Sean is going to be a character that is not normally played by a man, and I'm going to be a character that is not normally played by a woman. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, it's going to be really fun. I'm super excited. And I cannot wait to create and make this costume with you. But anyway, tomorrow we are doing a really fun makeup look. And on Wednesday, I have a fun lookbook coming. We are going to be bringing in our summer staples and trying to extend them into the fall, and how to make a super cute autumn chic wardrobe based on your main summer fits, and kind of how you can blend the two together and make your wardrobe last a little bit longer into each season. So I'm excited. But anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me today. Let me know in the comments, one, what do you think? Do you think your outfit says anything about who you are or who you want to be? Or is it that you give your outfit its character and its definition? Also, let me know what you think. What are you going to be for Halloween, and what does that say about you? I can't wait to see and find out and learn a little bit more about you. But I hope you have an amazing day, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. and I will see you tomorrow. Until next time.